Welcome back to Obsolete Automotive. I'm Austin, and today's video is a short one, and the topic is how do we play music that we want to play in our classic car. So there's various ways you can do that. Add a new radio, portable radio or speaker, things like that. Another option, if your classic car's radio works, is this system, the RediRad radio adapter. So this video is going to show the installation on my 1973 Chrysler Newport. I actually took this footage a year ago, so it's older footage of when I installed it, and then I'm going to have a review of the system at the end of this video. So after a year, I kind of got a good feel of how this thing is. So follow along to see how to install this system, and then at the end of the video, you can kind of see my personal review. Got my RediRad FM model. I'm gonna see about putting it in a 1973 Chrysler. And this is everything that comes with it. Some fuse adapters, 2 zip ties, the unit itself, and owner's manual. Tells you everything you need to do to get it in the car. Now it does say person with average mechanical and electrical skills would take about 30 minutes, but I think I can do better than that. Other things you're probably going to want to do this: multimeter, socket set. First thing I'm going to do is find my fuse block, which usually is under the dash. Yep, there it is right there. That was easy. I need to find a keyed 12-volt power source. So turn the key on. Pro tip, if you need to find an easy ground, just put it on the key. So on my 73 Chrysler, there's actually an accessory terminal on the fuse block here. So with the positive lead of my meter on there, I'm getting 12 volts. Turn the key off, 0, key back on, 12. So that's what I'm going to use. Now I want to try to figure out where that antenna plugs into this radio. Now on these 70s cars, especially with air conditioning, there's a lot of stuff under here. So, up there it is. You can see the antenna lead going into the radio. Right there. So I'll probably have to remove some of these things, ducts, or might could go in through some other place, but we'll figure it out. So I use my trusty Swiss Army weapon, and one screw and this whole duct came right out. So now I can actually get to that antenna. So you're going to plug your antenna into the RediRad unit and then plug its antenna lead into your radio. Alright, so I got my module up there zip tied up out of the way, and the antenna lead's hooked up, and now all I gotta do is hook up the ground and power wire on that thing. I actually used that same screw that I removed to take off the air conditioned ducting, so I didn't have to use another screw or take anything else loose, and plugged up into my accessory for the 12-volt power source, and that's it. So I got everything hooked up, and I ran my auxiliary wire through the ashtray so I can wind it up, put it in the ashtray, and shut it, and you won't see it. I've hooked up this piece of ancient technology, and tuned it to the 91.1, and it works. Obviously can't play a song too long because of copyright issues, but works as it should. That took about 10 minutes to install, if that. and that was with me having to use a camera to record some of it too. So really easy to install, and seems to work pretty good. All right, product review time. So you've seen the installation, and I would rate that very easy. A couple wires, some antenna leads, zip tying the thing up in the dash. Simple. I think anybody could install this system. I guess I'll start with the benefits of this system is you don't have to cut a hole in your dashboard to install a radio. You don't need to see bright blue lights of a modern radio that detracts from your classic car experience. And this thing is easily hidden, so you don't see it. So all you got to see is an auxiliary cord, or you could hook up a Bluetooth adapter and you don't even have to see that. So the system works very well, and you don't have to like do anything but kind of plug it in, and you can still use your original radio. It's just if you want to play your own stuff, it just kind of overrides the radio signal. In terms of negatives, I guess, I did it after a year of using this thing. I did notice that every once in a while the signal, I guess, would drop out. So I don't know if that was because a radio station had too strong of a signal and it would like overpower it, or something to do with my phone, or I don't know. But it happens so few times that it's almost not even really worth mentioning, but figured I'd mention it anyway. And then, like, how easy is it to use? Pretty easy. I guess another negative is the station that I would have to tune to for this system to work actually was a local station here. So the car, every time I crank it up, I'd have to listen to that station for a while, and it wasn't anything I wanted to hear. But that's not really the system's fault. That's just where I'm at locally's fault. So it's not even really a negative for the system, but just something kind of funny for me. Really, all in all, easy to install, easy to use. Would I recommend it to people? Sure. It is easy for people to get this in their car. Like I said, the only actual negative, I guess, is if your factory radio doesn't work, then obviously the system won't work, because your radio has to work for this thing to work. So you'd have to fix your radio if it doesn't work to use this system. But it's still cheaper maybe to get another radio than to have your factory radio converted to AM, FM, auxiliary, blah blah blah, because that's like $300 or $400. And this system, if I remember right, was around $150. I'll double check that because I haven't looked. That's been like a year, so I'll double check that. But I think that's what the cost was, somewhere around there. But if your radio works, and for me, it's like a 50-50 chance whether the radio is going to work or not when I buy an old car. But for those that do work, this is a good option for people that don't want to, have to do a whole lot of work to get music that they want to hear in their car. So yeah, I would recommend it to people. I will post a link in the description for the website for RediRad, so you can kind of check it out yourself. This isn't like a sponsored video or anything. I'm not getting paid for this. This is just kind of my unbiased review after having this thing for a year. And it works, and it plays the music that you want to play. So that's why I think it's a good thing. And it's unobtrusive. It's not going to mess with your classic car. It's not going to change anything. It's not going to damage anything. So if that's kind of what you want, then this might be an option for you. Anyways, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. And in the future, if I get more products or tools or whatever for classic cars or cars in general, I guess I will make videos on them and kind of give a review, so you get my unbiased opinion on something. So anyways, catch you on the next one.